America's favorite whole wheat flakes, Wheaties, Breakfast of Champions, invite you to Wheaties' Big Parade, a thrilling procession of radio's greatest summer entertainment programs. Yours for the listening on NBC.
Dangerous Assignment, starring Brian Donlevy as Steve Mitchell.
Morning, Commissioner. Well, what uncivilized neck of the woods are you sending me to this time?
Paris, Steve.
Paris? Hey, I like that for a change. I could use a weekend in Paris.
Forget it. This is no vacation. Steve, 3 days from now, a secret meeting on atomic inspections will be held in Paris. Each country is sending a representative with a report of his country's industrial potential. Lists of factories capable of atomic production.
Well, what am I supposed to do, go over there and count A-bombs?
One of the Balkan countries sent a courier named Szabo to bring their report to Paris. Our legation was asked to keep it in a safe place. And an American named Blake was sent to meet Szabo.
Did Szabo arrive in Paris?
Yes, he was seen getting off the plane carrying the officially sealed briefcase. He disappeared right after that, and Blake was killed.
Sounds like somebody was real eager to get their hands on that report. Must be hot.
That's the mystifying part, Steve. The Balkan country says there was nothing sensational about it.
Well, maybe there's something in it that's hotter than they realize.
It's a possibility, but the point is the disappearance of that report has stirred up enough suspicion to sabotage that meeting 3 days from now. That's why you've got to get over there. Find Szabo and the briefcase, and turn the briefcase over to our representative who's waiting at the legation, so he can take it to that meeting. You've got just 3 days to do it in. Well, that's it. You've got your assignment, Steve. Good luck.
Wheaties are America's favorite whole wheat flakes, and there's every good reason why they should be. They're made from wheat, of course, 100% whole wheat, so you can be sure that every single Wheaties flake in the orange and blue box you buy from your grocer contains all the good things you've come to expect from whole wheat. Vitamins, minerals, iron, and just plain whole wheat goodness. You can always be sure you'll never get shortchanged on nourishment when you look for it in a bowl of Wheaties. Of course, the beautiful thing about good, nourishing Wheaties is that they taste just wonderful, too. For breakfast, or any old time at all, you can enjoy Wheaties plain, with milk or a little cream, or with your favorite fruit. In fact, Wheaties taste so good, some people just nibble them right out of the box. So if you have any use for a breakfast cereal that's wonderfully, wonderfully good to eat and good for you besides, by all means ask your grocer for Wheaties, America's favorite whole wheat flakes.
And now, here is Dangerous Assignment, starring Brian Donlevy as Steve Mitchell.
Yeah, that's what I like about my job. I've always got so much time to do things in. 3 whole days, and all I had to do was fly a few thousand miles to Paris, solve Blake's murder, find a gent named Szabo in a city of just a few million, then turn his briefcase over to our representative to that secret meeting. A real cinch. Wednesday afternoon, I get to Paris. An hour later, I'm sitting in the office of Inspector Brevant of the French Sûreté.
Monsieur Mitchell, a very mystifying case. We have been unable to find any trace of Szabo's whereabouts.
You've got no leads at all?
We have but one lead, Mitchell. She's in our way here now.
She? Who is she?
A girl named Sari Tedescu. Mademoiselle Tedescu, please, have a seat.
Thank you. I do not understand why you have brought me here, Inspector.
I wish to ask you about a man named Szabo.
Szabo?
Mm-hmm.
But I do not know any Szabo.
You were on the same plane from the Balkans. You were observed to be quite friendly with him during the flight.
I talked to several of the passengers, but I did not know their names.
I see. And you are quite certain you do not know this Szabo?
I have just told you I did not. Please, Inspector, I do not see what right you have.
Pardonnez-moi, mademoiselle, pardonnez-moi. That is all. You may go.
Very well, Inspector.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Good day.
Well, looks like you got a big hunk of nothing out of that, Bravant.
She is lying, monsieur. When we searched Blake's apartment after the murder, we found this snapshot of Blake, Szabo, and Zari Tedescu.
Oh. You know, I think I'll tag along after Sari, Inspector. I'll check with you later. I hurry outside and spot Sari on the sidewalk ahead of me. After about 15 minutes of fast walking, she ducks into a bar, La Petite Chienne. I wait a minute or two, and then I go inside, but Sari is nowhere in sight.
Oui, monsieur. What will it be?
Look, a girl just came in here a minute ago, bartender. What happened to her?
A girl? But many girls come in here, monsieur. Would you perhaps like me to introduce you to...
This one had long, dark hair. Her name is Zari Tedescu, and I know she came in here.
But, as you see, monsieur, there is no one answering that description here.
That's the point. Where is she?
But how would I know? I do not remember seeing this girl come in at all.
I see. Well, thanks a lot, Mac. What?
Monsieur, I am Anton. Perhaps you would like me to play a little tune just for you on my concertina.
No, thanks.
It would be pleasure.
Look, some other time.
You don't understand, monsieur. I specialize in playing tunes that people like to hear.
Oh? So, what tune do you think I'd like to hear?
I overheard you asking about a girl named Sari.
What do you know about her?
A man in my position has ears and eyes open all the time in places such as this.
Well, skip the hocus-pocus and let's have it.
But, monsieur, I make my living playing tunes people wish to hear.
I get it. Okay, here's $10.
$10 American?
$10 American. Does that buy me the tune?
But, of course. Please to tuck the bill in my pocket.
Huh? Okay. Now, let's have it.
This girl, Sari, was in here.
Oh, great. Look, that I already know. Give me back my $10.
But wait. I can't talk anymore now. I am supposed to be playing for customers. Meet me 10 minutes past midnight, nearest metro station.
Metro? What's that?
Metropolitan, the underground electric railway. I will be waiting for you on the ramp.
Okay, Anton. I'll see you then, and your tune better be good. I keep checking Sari's hotel all evening, but she's not in. It's a few minutes after midnight when I get to the subway station. I go down a long flight of metal stairs. I can hear a train approaching, but the ramp is dark and deserted, except for a little guy at one end. It's Anton. He starts towards me, and then, as we're getting close to each other, a hand suddenly shoots out of the darkness and grabs one of my ankles. I lose my balance. The train is almost on top of me. I start falling onto the tracks right in front of it. Brother, that was close.
Are you all right?
I sure wouldn't have been if you hadn't grabbed me, Anton.
The man who tripped you. There he goes up the stairs.
Yeah, come on. I'm going to get him.
Watch out, he has gun.
Get down. You okay, Anton?
Yes, but, monsieur, if you are in trouble, perhaps we better forget our arrangement.
Nothing doing. Now, look, what's this stuff you were going to tell me about Sari Tedescu?
Well, it was just that I have seen her in bar, always talking to same men. I heard Sari tell him that it was going to happen at 22 Rue Victoire Massé.
What was going to happen?
I don't know, that is all I heard.
22 Victor Massé? Okay. How do I get there? Wait, you better take me.
You paid me only for information. I am a very busy man.
Okay, here's 10 more bucks for you if you take me there.
Oh? You mean $10?
Yeah, $10 American.
Well, that is slightly different matter. Come on. Here we are, 22 Rue Victoire Massé. Monsieur Mitchell, door is unlocked.
Yeah. See if you can find the light switch, Anton.
Yes. He's here. Monsieur, look! Sitting in chair.
Yeah. Well, he'll never get up out of that chair. That's a cinch. He's been strangled.
When somebody mentions the grand old game, you can be sure it's baseball he has in mind. And if he should talk about the breakfast of champions, well, that would be Wheaties with milk or a little cream and his favorite fruit on top. Actually, the two expressions have a lot more in common than you might suppose. Because through the years, Wheaties and baseball have kept pretty close company. You see, the fact that Wheaties are 100% whole wheat flakes means they have a lot of nourishment to offer. And if there's anything an active Major League ball player needs, it's nourishment and plenty of it. Of course, like anyone else, champions like to get that nourishment in a food that's good tasting, too. Well, Wheaties just naturally are both good tasting and good for you. So you can understand the enthusiasm shown by Stan Musial, slugging outfielder of the St. Louis Cardinals. Stan says, "You can certainly put me down as a Wheaties man. They're swell for flavor, and at the same time, they hand out valuable nourishment." Well, if you're anything like I am, I'm sure you run into days when you burn up as much energy as you might if you went 9 innings with the Cardinals. And on days like that, the nourishment you get from crisp, tender, delicious Wheaties in the morning can certainly help a lot. What Wheaties can do for a baseball champion, they can certainly do for you. Try 'em. Wheaties, breakfast of champions.
Now, General Mills, makers of Wheaties, presents the second act of Dangerous Assignment, starring Brian Donlevy as Steve Mitchell.
He has been strangled? Goodbye.
Come back here, Anton.
Monsieur, I told you I did not want to get mixed up in anything.
Save it, will you?
But who is this
How
man?
should I know? Maybe there's something in his pockets that'll give us a... Yeah. Here's his identification card. Szabo.
This is man you have been looking for?
Yeah. But I found him too late. The killer probably has the briefcase by now.
Briefcase? What briefcase?
Oh, skip it. I wonder if there's anything else in his pockets that might help.
Here, I will raise him up and you can search his back pockets. It's quite heavy.
Yeah. Hey, watch out.
I can't hold him.
Oh, great. Now, look, pick him up and... Hey, wait a minute.
What?
Look, sticking out from under the seat cushion and back, it looks like a piece of leather. Here, let me get this cushion up. Well, what do you know? The briefcase.
But I don't understand. If this man Szabo was killed because of briefcase, why did not killer take it with?
Szabo must have been sitting right here in this chair when the killer walked in. He wouldn't tell where the briefcase was, so he got strangled, still sitting in the chair. Well, no wonder the killer couldn't find it if Szabo was roosting on it.
You know, monsieur, this must be a very valuable briefcase. Why we do not open and see what is in?
Look, get your hands off it.
But I was just curious.
Save your curiosity. You see those government seals on the flap of it? They're still unbroken, and that's just the way they're going to stay. Your part of the job is finished, Anton. You can shove off. Anton shrugs and leaves, and I call Inspector Bravant and tell him I found Szabo's body. Then, the next morning, I go to the American legation and look up our representative to the secret meeting, a guy named Robertson. And when Robertson spots the briefcase under my arm, his face lights up like a neon sign.
Mitchell, you've certainly done us a tremendous service finding this briefcase.
Well, I guess it's a good thing I didn't take any longer. That meeting is today, isn't it?
Tonight at 10 o'clock.
Excuse me, Mr. Robertson.
Yes, Miss Miller.
They just delivered your train ticket.
Good, thank you. Yes, Mitchell, this briefcase will help our cause tremendously. Its disappearance stirred up so much suspicion that the very purpose of the meeting is in jeopardy. But now, when I deliver this briefcase to the Balkan representative tonight at 10 with the seal still unbroken, I think it'll clear the atmosphere quite a bit.
Where's the meeting going to be?
I'm sorry, Mitchell. I'm afraid I can't tell you that. You see, we've had indications that someone is out to sabotage the meeting, so we're taking no chances. We've changed the location twice, and now only the 5 representatives know what that location is.
Well, that's probably the smart way to handle it. Anyway, doesn't matter to me where the meeting is. You've got the briefcase, and my job is finished.
Well, thanks again, Mitchell, and goodbye. I must leave at once for the meeting.
It's good to have my assignment completed. I'm patting myself on the back, telling myself how easy it's been when the easy feelings becomes a little uneasy. Somehow it's been too easy. Call it a hunch or what have you. I begin to wonder if maybe I've been played for a sucker. I try to duck the thought, but the feeling sticks. I've got a few hours before the plane time, so I decide to do a little more checking. I remember the bartender at La Petite Chienne, the guy who lied to me about Sari not being in there. Bar's pretty deserted when I get there. Anton is over in one corner playing sweet music for the benefit of a young couple at a table. He gives me a big wink and a grin, but I head for the bartender. I tell him I've got a message for him from Sari Tedescu. He blinks a couple of times, but finally takes me to a back room.
Now, where is this message?
Where's Sari?
What? But you said you brought a message from her.
You heard me. Where's Sari?
This is a trick.
Yeah, and it's going to work. Open up. Tell me where she is. I will not take the knife. I will... Oh! That's better. Let go of me. Here. Try this wall for size.
Oh, I will call for help.
I doubt it. I don't think you want anyone to know you're a friend of Sari. Now, look, you're going to keep bouncing off that wall until you tell me.
I will not tell.
This could go on all night.
Oh, stop it.
Okay. Where is she?
Room 24, Auberge Hotel.
Thanks. You better get that wall fixed, Buster. Looks like we started a few cracks in the plaster. Sari,
Who is it?
a friend of yours.
What do you want?
I've got a message for you from the bartender at La Petite Chienne.
Oh.
Hello, Sari.
You are the one at the police station yesterday. You get your foot out of the door.
I'm coming in.
You get out of here. I will call the police.
Are you kidding?
What do you want?
A lot of answers. But mainly they boil down to this. Why did you kill Blake and Szabo?
Szabo is dead.
You ought to know, sister.
Oh, Szabo. Poor Szabo, he was trying to help me.
Help you? Look, you better start talking. We know you were on the same plane as Szabo, but yesterday at the police station you denied knowing him. Why?
Szabo was trying to get me out of the country illegally. He got me a forged passport, and he brought me to Paris with him.
Wait a minute. You're not hooked up in this briefcase deal at all?
Oh, no. When the plane landed, a little man met Szabo. He said he had come for the briefcase. The two of them went away together. But when Szabo did not return to the hotel, I became worried. And then when the police brought me in, I thought they had found out about my forged passport. So I denied knowing Szabo. I did not want to get him into any trouble.
And you've been in hiding ever since, huh?
Yes.
Well, look. How does that bartender at La Petite Chienne tie in?
Szabo had told me to go there if there was any trouble.
Oh.
That the bartender would tell me of a place where I could wait safely for the next stage of my journey. I guess that bar is a contact point for those with forged passports.
And the bartender sent you here. I still don't see why you ducked out of that bar, though, in such a hurry.
Because as I was talking to the bartender, I suddenly saw the little man who had met Szabo at the place.
What? This guy was in the bar?
Yes, he was.
You expecting anyone?
No.
Okay, I'm going to get over here behind the door.
Oh.
Now, go ahead and open it.
All right.
So, we meet again, mademoiselle. No. Do not try to slam door in my face. That's rude. Thank you. I have been trying unsuccessfully to locate you ever since you saw me leave airport with Szabo. But a man named Mitchell helped me. He softened up a bartender to a point where I could find out your address. Don't you think this gun earns me invitation to come in?
Yeah, come on in, Anton. Mitchell. Yeah, you pull that trigger now and you'll blow your own foot off. Get that hand off my throat. Drop the gun or I'll break your arm.
Very well, I drop it. I do not need gun. Concertina player develops strong hands, strong enough to strangle you.
Yeah, just like you did Szabo, huh? But I don't think concertina players know much about judo. Take a ride, Anton.
His gun is right at your feet.
Yeah, I've got it.
Watch out! He has a chair!
Now we see who gets gun.
Isn't that easy, Anton?
I knocked him off balance.
Yeah, here's another.
Oh, the window! He cannot stop himself! There he is, in the middle of the courtyard.
Yeah, I see him.
You still have not won, Mitchell. You have lost.
Look, Anton, you wanted me to find Szabo's body. You led me right to it. You even lifted him up so I'd be sure to spot the briefcase.
Of course. When Briefcase is open, that secret meeting will be over.
I'm the prize chump of all time. You planted a bomb in that briefcase and got me to deliver it for you.
Yes.
Oh, well. So long, Sari. I've got to find that guy Robertson in one big hurry.
Yes?
They gave me your address at the legation. You're Mr. Robertson's secretary, aren't you?
Why, yes, Miss Miller. You're Steve Mitchell, the man who brought the briefcase to Mr. Robertson.
Yeah, that's why I've got to find him right away. Where'd he go? Where's the meeting going to be?
I'm sorry, Mr. Mitchell. I couldn't tell you even if I knew.
Look, this is no time to be coy. There's a bomb in that briefcase.
What?
And it'll explode the second the briefcase is opened. Now, where's your boss, Robertson?
His tickets were for Bordeaux.
When does the train due to pull out?
At 6, I think.
Oh, it's 5 minutes after now. Look, get your car. We'll try and overtake the train at the first stop.
There's the train, Steve. We made it.
Come on. Which compartment is Robertson in?
His reservation was for compartment 5.
Here we are. Let me give you a hand.
Thanks. Come on down the corridor.
Here it is, compartment 5. Mr. Robertson, Hey, the compartment's empty.
Empty, but
You're sure this is the right compartment?
of course I got the reservation myself.
What is it, monsieur?
Conductor, where's Mr. Robertson?
Robertson?
The guy who had this compartment.
Why, she did not stay on the train.
What?
No, it was very strange. He got aboard on one side, then he got off on the other. It took a taxi, I believe.
Oh, great. Then the meeting's in Paris after all.
Steve, what'll we do?
It's 6:30. 3.5 hours to locate that meeting, and all we know is that it's somewhere in Paris.
Oh, that taxi driver.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Come on, let's get back to town. You try and trace the cab, and I'll see what I can find out.
Why, no, Mitchell. None of us here at the Sûreté know where that meeting is to be held.
Haven't you any idea at all, Inspector?
Paris is a large city, Mitchell. I am sorry.
You're sorry. Look, Commissioner, I've got to find that meeting. Do you know where it's to be?
No, Steve. Why? Something wrong?
You bet there's something wrong. There's a bomb on its way to that meeting.
A bomb? How do you know?
I sent it.
What? Now, Steve.
It's no joke, Commissioner, and if I don't locate it in the next 3 hours, there won't be any meeting.
Steve, the taxi company says whoever picked up Mr. Robertson was on the day shift, and all those drivers are home by now.
But there isn't time to telephone all of them and... Wait, the radio.
What?
The Paris radio station. Come on.
No. We cannot interrupt our programs just to broadcast
Look,
them.
unless you do, there's going to be an explosion in Paris at 10 o'clock.
An
It'll
explosion?
probably blow up a city block.
An explosion?
You heard me. Now get on the air and tell any cab driver who picked up a man with a briefcase at the depot at 6 to call in here right away.
Very well, monsieur. I will broadcast it immediately.
Steve, I can't stand this any longer. It's 9 o'clock in 1 hour.
All right, you got any ideas?
Maybe we ought to broadcast a warning to the people of Paris.
Tell them that there'll be an explosion somewhere in Paris in an hour, but we don't know where? Huh. You put an announcement like that on the air, and you'll start the biggest stampede in history.
Monsieur.
Yeah.
The cab driver's just called in. He remembers speaking of a man with a briefcase at the depot.
Where'd he take him?
Here is the address.
Thanks. Stay here, Marjorie. I'll see you later.
What do you want?
Look, a taxi driver told me that he picked up a man with a briefcase and brought him here.
What about it?
Where is he?
I am the man.
What?
Now, see, is a man to be allowed no privacy in this city? I
Oh,
got...
fine. I'm sorry to bother you.
I'm glad you called in, Steve.
Look, that was the original wild goose chase.
I know. Another cab driver just called in. The man he picked up answers Mr. Robertson's description.
Where'd he take him?
He let him off in front of the Louvois Hotel. You've got just 15 minutes before that meeting starts, Steve, and it'll take you 12 of them to get there.
So, I break every traffic law in town and pull up at the hotel at 6 minutes to 10. The elevator operator thinks he remembers taking a guy with a briefcase up to the 4th floor. I get up there with 3 minutes to go and start walking down the hall. Then I spot a guy lounging at the end. and I've got a hunch I'm getting warm. He's probably a guard. I stop for a second in front of each door, but he doesn't react. Then I stop in front of the 5th door down. Suddenly he's on me like a blanket.
What do you want?
Look, I've got to get into that meeting.
No one goes in that door. No one is going to...
Sorry, I've got no time to argue. I gave the guard a fast frisk and got the key. I opened the door. It was a large suite, but in one of the rooms I spot 5 men sitting around a table. One of them is Robertson.
The first order of business is this briefcase I'm turning over to the Balkan representative. I would like him to open it at once. I think it will clear the air considerably so that we can...
Wait, don't open that briefcase.
Mitchell, what are you doing?
Don't open that briefcase. You, I'm talking to you.
But that is the Balkan representative. He has every right to open it.
Take your hands off it.
Mitchell! Mitchell, are you crazy? You're trying to start a war?
There might have been one if I hadn't hit him. There's a bomb in that briefcase.
What? Do you know what you're saying?
You bet I know what I'm saying. Another second and you'd all have been blown sky high. Oh, brother, I didn't think I was going to make it here. Here, I'll take that briefcase now.
Wait, where are you going?
First, I'm going to turn this briefcase over to the surety, unopened, and let them worry about it from there. And second, well, I'm going to find me a good spot to have a nice, quiet, nervous breakdown. So long, Mr. Robertson.
You've just heard another episode of Dangerous Assignment, starring Brian Donlevy in the role of Steve Mitchell. We're glad to welcome Dangerous Assignment as one of Wheaties' big parade of radio shows. Now, if Mr. Donlevy will step out of the role of Steve Mitchell, we'd like to welcome him to the Wheaties family of salesmen.
Thank you, Terry O'Sullivan. I am very proud to accept what I consider to be one of my most important assignments, for tonight I'm joining the more than 700 salesmen of General Mills whose worthwhile job it is to bring good food to the American table. Yes, I'm a Wheaties man tonight. I'm particularly happy that I am after reading a very startling article in the May issue of Reader's Digest. It's an article I think all of us should read. It's called What Do You Eat for Breakfast? And believe me, it certainly reminded me of how important a good, nourishing breakfast is to every man, woman, and child in this great nation of ours. The fact that I am joining you salesmen and the hundreds of thousands of grocers who meet the American homemaker across the country every day gives me a real thrill. All of us know that by selling Wheaties, the breakfast of champions, we're doing our part in helping more families to eat good, substantial breakfasts regularly. That's a job worth doing. Ladies and gentlemen, turn to page 73 of the May Reader's Digest and see if, after reading this article, a breakfast including Wheaties with plenty of milk and fruit doesn't sound like a good idea to you.
Steve Mitchell will embark on another dangerous assignment. And on Monday, listen to Frank Lovejoy in Night Beat on the Wheaties' Big Parade. For all the family, try Father Knows Best tomorrow on NBC. Wheaties presents Dangerous Assignment.
Wheaties' Big Parade. The makers of America's favorite whole wheat flakes, Wheaties, Breakfast of Champions, invite you to Wheaties' Big Parade, a thrilling procession of radio's greatest summer entertainment programs. Yours for the listening on NBC. On stage tonight from Hollywood, another in this series of exciting half-hour presentations.
Dangerous Assignment, starring Brian Donlevy as Steve Mitchell.
Yeah, danger is my assignment. I go to a lot of places in the world I can't even pronounce. They all spell the same thing, though, trouble. But when I walk into the commissioner's office, I don't expect this assignment is going to involve using a 10-year-old boy as a cross on which to crucify his father. Morning, Commissioner.
Steve?
Well, I finally got the jump on you this morning.
How's that?
You're always sending me halfway around the world in 10 minutes' notice. Well, this time I've beaten you to the punch. I'm all packed, I've got my passport and credentials in order, and I'm ready to take off. Now, where are you sending me?
Just down the hall, Steve.
What?
That's it.
Oh, great. Mitchell, the mastermind. Well, okay, so I'll unpack.
I wouldn't do that yet. You start down the hall. Where you end up is anybody's guess.
Oh, what's the deal, Commissioner?
Ever hear of International Lecture Tours Limited?
Hey, now, look, my soapbox days are over.
Now, don't worry. You're not going to be making speeches, but you'll be investigating a few people who do. This is an organization of 6 European professors, Steve. They lecture at colleges and universities all over the world. Each of them hits this country about twice a year.
Well, what about them?
We have definite information that one of them is using his lectures just as a front. But he's picking up information from various contacts in this country and taking it back to Europe with him.
Uh-huh. Which professor is it?
We don't know, but Dr. Gerber does.
Gerber?
Yes. He's one of the members of this lecture circuit. He's waiting down the hall to talk to you now, Steve. Find out what you can from him. Then go anywhere and do anything that's necessary to smash this spy ring. Well, that's it. You've got your assignment. Good luck.
I guess almost as many people read the Reader's Digest as eat Wheaties. So maybe you've already seen that article in May issue about breakfast. It says, quote, 2 out of 3 Americans eat too little for breakfast. That's serious. Because skimpy breakfasts slow kids down during their morning studies. Cause some folks to run out of steam before lunch, get sort of grumpy and tired, and sometimes actually sick. Matter of fact, this Reader's Digest article might scare you if you didn't know about Wheaties. But if you keep right on dishing up plenty of Wheaties with milk and your favorite fruit as part of each day's most important meal, just relax. You haven't a thing to worry about.
Now, here's Dangerous Assignment, starring Brian Donlevy in the role of Steve Mitchell, colorful, two-fisted government agent.
Well, this is really a switch. 10 minutes after talking to the commissioner, I'm usually heading for the nearest airport. But now, here I am, just heading for the next office. From the look in the commissioner's eye, though, I've got a strong hunch that this assignment is going to involve a whole lot more than just a walk down the hall.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yeah. You're Professor Gerber?
Yes. I've been waiting to talk to you.
Well, start talking.
As you may have heard, I'm a member of International Lecture Tours. I'm now lecturing in this country.
I understand that you have reason to believe that one of the other members of the lecture tour is a foreign agent.
I'm positive of it. And moreover, I know who this person is.
No? Who?
I can only tell you that on one condition, Mr. Mitchell.
What is it?
I must have protection.
Well, that shouldn't be too hard to arrange. You're safe in this country and...
You don't understand. I'm not speaking of protection for myself.
What?
Here, I want to show you something. My wife died last year. This was her locket. I've carried it with me ever since. Look at this picture inside.
A little boy.
My son, Kurt. 10 years old.
Oh, he's the one you want protection for?
Yes. I know only too well the measures of retaliation which might be employed against the boy if I were to reveal the information which I possess.
Yeah. Where is he?
At a school in Stockholm, Sweden. I had to leave him there. He has no other relatives. The school is run by an Englishman, Horace Wakefield.
I see. Okay, Dr. Gerber. I'll go over to Stockholm and get your boy myself. How's that?
Oh, that's what I hoped you would say, Mr. Mitchell. And when you return, I shall give you the name of the head of the spy ring.
Fair enough. I'll see you in about 4 days.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yeah? What is it, stewardess?
here's a radio message. Just came in for you.
Oh, thanks. Gerber reports his locket containing boy's pictures stolen 3 hours ago, Commissioner. Ah, well, I thought this sounded too easy to be true.
Yes?
Are you the headmaster of this school?
Yes, I am Dr. Horace Wakefield. What can I do for you?
I'm Steve Mitchell. I'd like to talk to one of your students. His name is Kurt.
Kurt. Come in, Mr. Mitchell. Now, you said you wished to see Kurt. Why?
I have a message for him from his father. Where is he?
Kurt has disappeared.
What?
I can't find him anywhere, Mr. Mitchell, and I'm worried sick.
Tell me what happened.
Well, last evening, a woman came to see him. She told me she was his aunt.
But Kurt's father told me that Kurt had no other living relatives.
But how was I to know that? She said she was his aunt. I saw no reason to doubt her.
Go on.
Well, I sent her to his room, and, well, I believe she left when visiting hours were over.
What do you mean you believe she left? Aren't you sure?
As a matter of fact, I turned in rather early last night. I had a spitting headache, and I took a...
Sounds like a pretty careless way to run a boarding school, Dr. Wakefield.
I resent that, Mr. Mitchell. Ordinarily, I am very careful to see that all the regulations are enforced. But with this headache, I just had to go to bed.
Okay, skip it. Then you really don't have any idea when the woman left.
No. All I know is that Kurt was not here this morning.
Great.
Oh, that must be Ilsa.
Who?
Oh, she's a playmate of Kurt's. Come in.
They told me you wanted to see me, Dr. Wakefield.
Yes, Ilsa. As you know, your little friend Kurt has disappeared.
Yes.
I want you to tell me if you've ever heard him speak of running away.
No, Dr. Wakefield.
Have you any idea what happened to him or where he might be?
No, sir.
Oh, very well. That'll be all, Ilsa. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wakefield.
Haven't reported this to the police yet, but I think I'd better right now.
No, wait a minute.
But if the boy's been kidnapped...
If he's been kidnapped, I don't think he's being held for ransom.
Then what?
I think he's being held to ensure that someone will keep his mouth shut.
Oh.
If that's the case, the boy is probably safe for the time being. But if the kidnappers feel the pressure on them, then it could be another story.
I see.
No, this has got to be done undercover. Now, don't report it just yet. Let me see what I can find out first. I leave Wakefield School thinking about his convenient headache the night before and wondering where I'm going to start. I know I've got to find Kurt in a hurry, and then on my way into town, I spot a poster on a building announcing a lecture by a Dr. Friedrich, member of International Lecture Tours. And farther down on the poster, I see that the headquarters of the lecture outfit is right here in Stockholm. I copy down the address and go over.
Morning.
Morning. Is this the headquarters of International Lecture Tours?
It sure is.
You in charge?
Well, guess you could call it being in charge. I'm the leg man for the outfit.
Oh? And I guess you're the boy I want to talk to. My name's Mitchell, Steve Mitchell.
Oh, Saunders is mine. Always glad to meet a fellow American.
So you're the leg man for this outfit, huh? What
Yeah.
does that involve?
Well, you name it, the works. Shagging around the world in front of the wise men, scheduling lecture dates, making hotel reservations for them. Yeah, and making sure they don't run out of toothpaste.
That sounds like quite a job.
Ought to be an easier way of making a living.
Look, I'd like a little information about these professors.
Hey, you don't happen to be an insurance salesman, do you?
Not exactly.
Well, they want me to be careful about things like that. They don't like to be bothered with salesmen.
Here. You'd better take a look at my credentials.
Huh? Oh, I see. Well, it's pretty official. What do you want to know, Mr. Mitchell?
There are 6 professors in the circuit, aren't there?
Yes, that's right.
Well, how well do you know them?
Oh, how well can you know those birds? They live in a world all their own.
Yeah. Where are the various lecturers now?
Well, let me see. One of them's in India. That's Dr.
Oh, you can skip him.
All right. Another's in Canada.
Don't forget him, too.
Let's see. There's one in Cape Town, South Africa.
That makes 3. Keep going.
All right. Dr. Buchek in Copenhagen, Dr. Gerber in the States, and Dr. Friedrich here in Stockholm. You know, you always have to try to keep those two apart, Gerber and Friedrich. They don't seem to like each other very much.
Oh, and you say Friedrich's here in Stockholm?
He's lecturing tonight, as a matter of fact. Want a ticket?
I'd be more interested in his address right now.
He's staying at the Monarch Hotel.
Okay. Well, thanks for the information, Saunders.
Sure. Anything else I can do?
Not right now, I guess. But if by any chance there's a sudden change in the travel plans on the part of any of your professors, I wish you'd let me know. I'll be staying at the Monarch, too.
Sure, be glad to.
Well, see you around, Saunders.
Yeah?
I'm Steve Mitchell, Dr. Friedrich. I'd like to talk to you.
Later. Can you not see I'm busy with my lecture notes?
No, this will only take a minute.
But I have just told you.
Yeah, now I'm telling you. We're going to have a talk.
But... Very well. Come in.
Thanks.
Now, please be brief. What do you want to talk about?
I understand you don't like one of your colleagues very well, Dr. Gerber.
What business is this of yours?
Maybe plenty. Why don't you like him?
Because most of the theories he blabs about in his lectures are absolutely unsound. I know. Because my theories are correct. I have tested them. And they contradict his. Therefore, he is wrong.
I see. Now, you're sure there isn't anything more to it than that?
Of course I'm sure. Now, if you will excuse me.
Just one more question. Do you mind telling me where you were last night?
Why, I was working on my lecture notes.
Oh, that's funny. They told me downstairs at the desk that you went out last night.
Oh, yeah. I had forgotten. I had an engagement for a while.
Is she nice?
Yeah, well, see here, Mitchell. This is none of your business.
Okay, Dr. Friedrich. You better get back to your lecture notes. I'll probably be seeing you again. Yeah.
Mr. Mitchell, this is Saunders of International Lecture Tours.
Oh, yeah, Saunders.
Say, you told me to call you if anything new developed with any of the professors.
That's right. What have you got?
Oh, this morning I ran into Dr. Buchek on the street.
Oh, you said Dr. Buchek was supposed to be in Copenhagen, didn't you?
Yeah, and I asked how come.
Yeah, well, what did the good doctor say?
Oh, just something about wanting to skip the rest of the circuit. Tired or something like that.
I see. When did Buchek arrive in Stockholm?
This morning by plane.
You sure about that?
Why, no, that's just what I was told.
Mm-hmm. Where's the professor staying?
Strand Hotel, I think.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Saunders. I think I'd better go over and give Dr. Buchek the double check.
Yes?
I'd like to see Dr. Buchek.
Well, you are looking at her.
Huh?
I'm Dr. Buchek.
Well,
Well, you seem surprised.
I am. I thought Dr. Buchek was a man.
Oh, I'm sorry to disappoint you, Mr.
Mitchell. And I can't say that I'm disappointed.
Oh, thank you. Oh, please, come in.
Thank you.
Now, what can I do for you, Mr. Mitchell?
I understand that you canceled the rest of your lecture dates suddenly and returned here to Stockholm.
Why, yes, I did. These lectures are so tiring. I sometimes wonder why I ever started on the circuit.
Oh, I don't know. Seems like a good opportunity to do a lot of traveling.
At this point, I've had my fill of it. Mr. Mitchell, these questions you're asking me, are you perhaps a newspaper reporter?
Yeah, sort of. When did you arrive in Stockholm?
My plane landed only this morning.
You're sure you didn't arrive last night?
Of course not. I've just told you my...
And you're sure that you didn't by any chance take a little trip out to Dr. Wakefield's boarding school?
I've never heard of the place. See here, Mr. Mitchell. I'm quite sure you're not a newspaper reporter. And I'm also quite sure my activities are none of your business.
Suppose we just pretend they're my business, Dr. Buchek.
Very well. In that case, suppose you just pretend I'm telling you the truth about arriving this morning.
I see. Well, thanks for the interview. I can check up on your arrival time, you know.
Please do. And when you're quite through checking up on me, then you may pretend that you owe me an apology for your rudeness.
So I leave, and it looks like the trail's beginning to heat up a little. At this point, Dr. Buchek qualifies as my grade A suspect. Then suddenly, as I'm walking down the hall, a guy pops out of nowhere right in front of me.
A word with you, sir.
Who are you?
Oh, permit me. I'm Oscar. I would like you to meet my friend Olaf.
Huh? I don't see any...
That is Olaf's scar on your back.
I am Olaf. I'm delighted. Look, what's this all about?
Shh, please, we must be very quiet. We would not want to disturb the hotel guests.
Yeah, well, I'm going to start disturbing them plenty if you...
Please, I told you, we must be quiet.
Look, if you think I'm going to hold still while you work me over, you're...
You would not listen to reason. It is a pity.
He's not saying anything now, Oscar.
Of course not, Olaf. That was a most effective silencer you administered just then. A heavy blow over the kidney often renders a man completely speechless. See how he stands with one foot drawn up, almost like a heron. Quite an amusing spectacle, is it not?
Good, Oscar.
Now, Mr. Mitchell, perhaps you will come with us quietly.
Yeah. I still don't know what this is all about.
You made a big mistake bothering the young lady you just talked to, Mr. Mitchell.
Dr. Buchek?
Now, it's necessary for the three of us to go for a nice ride.
I get it. A short ride, I suppose.
Oh, no. On the contrary, for Olaf and myself, yes, it will be a short ride. But for you, it will be such a long trip that I doubt very much if you will ever return.
General Mills is bringing you Dangerous Assignment, starring Brian Donlevy as Steve Mitchell.
Now, it is a fact that Wheaties have a lot of very nice vitamins. They also have minerals. There's protein in them, too. Not only that, but they're 100% whole wheat. You'd think all that would be enough, but it isn't. Wheaties need people. If you haven't got people, why, how are you going to find out how wonderful those flaky whole wheat flakes taste? Where are all the smiles coming from that people always smile when they dig into a bowl of Wheaties and milk and bananas? How are you going to find out how much energy gets stuffed into Wheaties? See what I mean? You take people away, and Wheaties look pretty lonesome. And since we make Wheaties, we think that's pretty tough on them. And on people, too, for that matter. So our idea is this. Get Wheaties and people together as often as possible. Because Wheaties need people, and vice versa.
And now, back to Dangerous Assignment and Steve Mitchell.
Hey, look, we've been winding our way up into these mountains for the last half hour. Where are we going?
Yes, let Olaf drive, Mr. Mitchell. You and I will just sit back here in the back seat and enjoy the ride.
We are at the top of the mountain now, Oscar.
Very well. You may stop the car now.
Okay. Now maybe you'll tell me what this is all about, or am I supposed to guess?
No, you may guess if you like.
I know. I'm supposed to figure out which of you twins has the Tony.
Beg pardon?
Oh, skip it. What do we do now? Get out and start walking?
Oh, no. On the contrary, you will remain in the car.
What?
Yes. Unfortunately, you are about to meet with a serious accident.
I guess I'm only out for a few seconds, but when I come to, I'm alone in the back seat, and the car's rolling downhill, gaining speed. I drag myself over into the front seat. I can see a sharp turn ahead in a cliff. I grab the steering wheel, and it comes off in my hand. I step on the brakes, and the pedal goes clear to the floor, but nothing happens. I start to bail out. Then I realize the windows are closed. And the inside handles to the doors and windows have been taken off. I get my foot up and start kicking at the window. The edge of the cliff is getting closer. I finally kick a hole in the window, jam my hand through it, and open the door from the outside. I dive out just as the car goes over the cliff. I land in the brush about 20 feet away and lie there, fighting to keep from passing out. After a few seconds, I hear steps, Oscar and Olaf, and they're heading in my direction. I hold my breath and flatten myself under the bushes.
Well, such an unfortunate accident our friend Mr. Mitchell encountered, eh, Olaf?
Perhaps we should go down to the bottom of the cliff and make sure, Oscar.
Make sure he's dead. Now, Olaf, how could he have survived a crash like that?
I mean, we should make sure that he did not get out of the car.
Oh, yes, perhaps you're right. Come, we will walk down to the bathroom.
I know I've got to act fast now. As soon as the boys find no body in the car, they'll be after me again. I wait until they're out of sight, then I pull myself out of the bush. My body feels like one big bruise, but I finally make it back to town and head to the office of the International Lecture Tours.
Oh, hi, Mitchell. Hey, what happened? You look like you've been dragged through a knothole.
That's the understatement of the week, Saunders. Hey, look, have you got a picture of the beautiful Dr. Buchek around here anywhere?
Yeah, why, sure. Hey, here you are. This is one of the publicity pictures we sent to the papers. Will that do?
Oh, well, yeah, that'll do fine. Thanks.
Does she kind of make a hit with you?
Yeah, a big hit. And now I'm going to return the compliment.
Oh, Mr. Mitchell.
Hello, Dr. Wakefield.
Come in, please. I'm so glad to see you. Something has come up that you should know about.
What do you mean?
You remember I told you a woman posing as Kurt's aunt came here to the school to see him the night before last?
Sure, the night Kurt disappeared. What about it?
Well, that same woman, she came back here this morning.
What?
Yes. I wasn't in my office at the time, but my secretary told me this woman inquired about Kurt again. I returned just in time to see her driving away. I tried to stop her. It's too late.
Wait a minute. That means they don't have Kurt, then.
But where is he?
I wish I knew.
But who is they?
I think I know who one of them is. The woman. Here, take a look at this picture. Her name is Buchek.
What about her?
Isn't that the woman who was asking about Kurt?
No. I've never seen this woman in the picture before in my life.
What? Are you sure about that?
But of course.
Oh, great. My case blows up in my face, and I don't have any idea where Kurt is. What a headache. Hey, incidentally, have you had any more headaches lately, Dr. Wakefield?
Why, no.
Just the night that Kurt disappeared, huh?
See here, Mitchell, if you're trying to imply that I had anything to do with the boy's disappearance...
I'm not trying to imply anything, Wakefield. Just checking on your reaction times. I'll see you later. I go outside. I'm really stumped. I've got to find Kirk and find out who's behind this deal, and I'm fresh out of Leeds. Then, as I'm walking through the school grounds, I spot the little girl, Ilsa, Kurt's playmate. She's just slipping out a side gate with a little package under her arm. I get a sudden hunch and follow her. She takes off through the woods, then down the roadway. I keep out of her sight, and finally, she disappears into an old deserted barn. A couple of minutes later, she comes out without the package. I wait until she heads back to the school, and then I go into the barn. There's a blonde kid sitting in a feed box, munching on a sandwich. It's Kurt Gerber. Hello, Kurt.
Did you come to hurt me?
No, Kurt. I came to help you. Your father sent me.
Oh, that is good. I have been praying for help. I knew it would come.
Yeah. Now, what happened, Kurt?
A woman came to see me at the school.
Hmm?
She tried to make me go away with her.
Yes?
She said she was a friend of my father's, but I knew she was lying to me. So I asked her to wait outside my room while I packed.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I was alone, I climbed out the window and ran away.
I see.
My girlfriend Ilsa has been bringing food to me.
How did you happen to pick this barn to hide in?
I knew it was the right place as soon as I saw this manger.
Manger?
Yes. I read about a little boy in a manger once.
I see. Well, I guess you couldn't have picked a better place, Kurt.
Will you take me to my father?
Yeah, Wait a minute. Hey, 3 of them. Oscar, Olaf, and... Well, what do you know? So I finally found out who's behind this deal when it's too late.
It is never too late.
Yeah? Well, it will be if I don't figure out something to do in one big hurry. My eyes flick around the barn looking for something, anything. Then they light on an electric wire running along the wall. It looks like a 220-volt direct current, and the insulation is worn through in one spot. I jerk the wire, and it comes loose in my hand. I trail it behind me, holding it in my left hand by the insulated part. Then I wait. I take a quick look at Kurt. He's sitting there quietly, head bowed. His lips are moving a little. The door opens. Olaf comes in first, and I give him a right cross.
Mitchell! Hold it, Oscar. I'm sure my gun will keep Mitchell in order for the time being.
Well, my old friend Saunders.
Hello, Mitchell.
So you're the big boy.
Yeah, I'm the big boy.
Sure. It's pretty logical when you look back on it. As leg man for the lecture circuit, you had a lot to do, traveling. But you were doing more than making hotel reservations for the professors. You were picking up information from your various contacts and bringing it back to Europe with you.
How about that? What some guys will do for a buck, huh?
Yeah. You sent me chasing after that Buchek woman, so your stooge didn't know where to pick me up.
True.
Where's your other stooge? The woman who tried to get Kurt.
Oh, she's waiting for me at the office till I take care of this little matter.
What are you waiting for, Saunders? Why
In a minute, Oscar, in a minute.
How did you find the barn?
We intercepted the little girl, Ilsa, and managed to persuade her to tell us. So now, at last, we have our boy, Kurt. Not much of a talker, is he?
What are you going to do now?
Well, I know Dr. Gerber was on to me, so the original plan, of course, was to grab Kurt and keep him as insurance against Gerber spilling about me. But now, unfortunately, you know about me, too. That means I'll have to kill both you and the boy and then discontinue my present enterprise. Sorry, but that's the way it is, Mitchell. You first.
His gun starts swinging in my direction. It's now or never. I whip the electric wire out from behind my back and lash at his gun with a spurt of blue flame wraps around the gun. Saunders drops the gun and grabs at his hand. I give him a fist. Oster grabs at the gun on the floor, but I straighten him up with an uppercut. I tie all three of them up with their belts. Then I turn towards Kurt. He's still sitting in the manger, looking at me calmly.
Is it all over, Mr. Mitchell?
Well, it will be as soon as we pick up Saunders' girl at the lecture office.
I prayed that something would happen to deliver us. It happened.
Well, you see, I sort of made it happen, Kurt.
Did you? I prayed for a bolt of lightning, Mr. Mitchell.
Well, I guess you could call that hot wire a bolt of lightning. But it was man-made lightning.
Was it? How did you happen to think of it?
Well, it was the only thing to do.
But how did you happen to think of it?
Why, I guess it just sort of popped into my mind, Kurt.
You see?
See? Yeah, I see. And I'm the last guy in the world to argue the point, believe me. Come on, Kurt. You're going home to your father.
You are listening to Dangerous Assignment on Wheaties Big Parade.
What do you suppose your kids are thinking about when they dig into their Wheaties? All those nice vitamins and minerals they're getting from those crisp whole wheat flakes? You reckon they're thinking, oh, boy, are my teeth getting healthy? My bones are growing nice and straight. Shucks, no. They're saying to themselves, gee, Willikins, Wheaties are good. Hope I have time for another bowl. That's what they're thinking. But isn't it comforting to know that anything as wonderful to eat as Wheaties is so good for your youngsters and for you? That's one of the nicest things about Wheaties.
Dangerous Assignment, starring Brian Donlevy as Steve Mitchell, is written by Bob Reif with music by Basil Adlam and is produced and directed by Bill Karn. Going to bake a pie sometime soon? Make it with Crust Quick, the Betty Crocker pie crust mix. You know it's a tender, flaky crust that's at the bottom of every delicious pie, sure as you use Crust Quick. And so easy.
Just add water to Crust Quick.
And what pie crust? Tender crust, tasty crust, rich, short, lovely crust, just like Betty Crocker makes. And you can make it.
Just add water to Crust Quick.
Crust Quick, the Betty Crocker pie crust mix. Tomorrow, Fred Allen is guest on the Supper Club. Hear it on NBC.